So let's go over the physiological response of stress, because I think if you understand what's happening inside of your body, you'll understand why this can manifest in so many different types of symptoms. Say you have a stressor. It can be a chemical stressor. This has to do with your nutrition. This has to do with toxicity. Yes, you can have mental stressors, but how many of you know that you're probably carrying a lot of physical stressors, specifically on the spine and on the nerve system? And this is all processed by your brain. In fact, the brain is just in the nerve system is how it perceives stress. So it's perceived deep in the brain within the limbic system. Then it sends a message to, once it's perceived as stress, it'll send a message to the hypothalamus and then to the pituitary gland. Just remember this, they're communicating through hormones, but first it's stimulated by the nerve system. This is why having a nerve system that's not stressed out is so important. So it's stimulated by the perception of those stressors in the brain to the hypothalamus and then to the pituitary gland, which is secreting a lot of the stimulatory hormones. So one of the things that happens is this: the pituitary is going to secrete adrenocorticotropin hormone, which is going to then stimulate the release of cortisol by your adrenal glands, which are these glands that sit right above the kidneys. But the other thing is too, is anytime that you have any kind of stressor too, your nerve system will send a message through the sympathetic nerve system, which then runs down the spine, outside of the spine, and then can stimulate the release of adrenaline. So when you have the release of some of those hormones, you'll go into a fight or flight response. So here's what happens. You're going to have increased blood sugar. If a bear is chasing you, you need to start mobilizing blood sugar so that you have the glucose to be able to run, to jump, to contract your muscles and things like that. So it's not the body doing the wrong thing. You'll also get constriction of blood vessels, which is why your blood pressure starts to go up. It's going to absolutely slow down digestion to a halt, and you're going to absolutely not have any stomach acid. And the reason why is the body at that point doesn't want to start to digest food. It's not its priority at that point, which is why it can cause such issues with low stomach acid. You'll notice that the muscles around your spine will start to tighten, which is why a lot of people say, oh, I'm under stress. You know, my neck hurts, my spine is so tight. And that's the body trying to protect itself from injury to the most important organs, which are going to be the brain, the neck, the spinal cord, the nerve system. You're going to have a lowered immune system response, and that's by design. Because if you have a fight or flight response and a bear is chasing you and you sprain your ankle, the last thing that you want is for that ankle to get very inflamed. All of these things happen when you are under a fight or flight response as a result of any kind of chemical, mental, or physical stressors as perceived by the nerve system.